Numbers chapter 1. The people of Israel had left Egypt and were living in the Sinai desert. Then, on the first day of the second month of the second year, Moses was in the sacred tent when the Lord said, I want you and Aaron to find out how many people are in each of Israel's clans and families, and make a list of all the men 20 years and older who are able to fight in battle. The following 12 family leaders, one from each tribe, will help you: Eleazar, son of Shedar from Reuben; Shelumiel, son of Eleazar, son of Shedar from Reuben; Shelumiel, son of Jerushaddai from Simeon; Nashon, son of Amminadab from Judah; Nethanel, son of Zuar from Issachar; Eliab, son of Helon from Zebulun; Elishama, son of Ahmedon from Ephraim; Gamaliel, son of Pedahusur from Manasseh; Abidan, son of Gibeon; Gamaliel, son of Pedahusur from Manasseh; Abidanan, son of Gidinoi from Benjamin; Ahizar, son of Amishadai from Dan; Pagiel, son of Okran from Asher; Elasaph, son of Deuel from Gad; and Ahira, son of Enan from Naphtali. Moses and Aaron, together with these 12 tribal leaders, called together the people that same day. They were counted according to their clans and families. Then Moses and the other listed the names of the men 20 years and older, just as the Lord had commanded. The number of men from each tribe who were at least 20 years old and strong enough to fight in Israel's army was as follows: 46,500 from Reuben, the oldest son of Jacob; 59,300 from Simon; 45,650 from Gad; 74,600 from Judah; 54,400 from Issachar; 57,400 from Zebulun; 40,500 from Ephraim; 32,200 from Manasseh; 35,400 from Benjamin; 62,700 from Dan; 41,500 from Asher; 53,400 from Naphtali. The total number of men registered by Moses, Aaron, and the 12 leaders was 603,550. But those from the Levi tribe were not included, because the Lord had said to Moses, when you count the Israelites, do not include those from the Levi tribe. Instead, give them the job of caring for the sacred tent, its furnishings, and the objects used for worship. They will camp around the tent, and whenever you move, they will take it down, carry it to the new camp, and set it up again. Anyone else who tries to go near it must be put to death. The rest of the Israelites will camp in their own groups and under their own banners. But the Levites will camp around the sacred tent to make sure that no one goes near it and makes me furious with the Israelites. The people of Israel did everything the Lord had commanded. Numbers chapter 2. The Lord told Moses and Aaron how the Israelites should arrange their camp. Each tribe must set up camp under its own banner and under the flags of its ancestral families. These camps will be arranged around the sacred tent, but not close to it. Judah and the tribes that march with it must set up camp on the east side of the sacred tent under their own banner. The 74,600 troops of the tribe of Judah will be arranged by divisions and led by Nashon, son of Amminadab. One side of Judah will be the tribe of Issachar, with Nethanel, son of Zuar, as the leader of its 54,400 troops. On the other side will be the tribe of Zebulun, with Eliab, son of Helon, as the leader of its 54,400 troops. These 186,400 troops will march into the battle first. Reuben and the tribes that march with it must set up camp on the south side of the sacred tent under their own banner. The 46,500 troops of the tribe of Reuben will be arranged by divisions and led by Eleazar, son of Shedar. On one side of Reuben will be the tribe of Simeon, with Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, as the leader of its 59,300 troops. On the other side will be the tribe of Gad, with Elisaph, son of Duel, as the leader of its 45,650 troops. These 151,450 troops will march into battle second. Marching behind Reuben will be the Levites arranged in groups, just as they are camped. They will carry the sacred tent and their own banners. Ephraim and the tribes that march with it must set up camp on the west side of the sacred tent under their own banner. The 40,500 troops of the tribe of Ephraim will be arranged by divisions and led by Elishama, son of Ammihud. On one side of Ephraim will be the tribe of Manasseh, with Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, as the leader of its 32,200 troops. On the other side will be the tribe of Benjamin, with Abidan, son of Gideoni, as the leader of its 35,400 troops. These 108,100 troops will march into the battle third. Dan and the tribes that march with it must set up camp on the north side of the sacred tent under their own banner. The 62,700 troops of the tribe of Dan will be arranged by divisions and led by Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On one side of Dan will be the tribe of Asher, with Pagiel, son of Ochran, will be the tribe of Asher, with Pagiel, son of Ochran, as the leader of its 41,500 troops. On the other side will be the tribe of Naphtali, with Ahira, son of Enan, as the leader of its 53,400 troops. These 157,600 troops will march into battle last. So all the Israelites in the camp were counted according to their ancestral families. The troops were arranged by divisions and totaled 603,550. The only Israelites not included were the Levites, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Israel did everything the Lord had told Moses. They arranged their camp according to clans and families, with each tribe under its own banner, and that was the order by which they marched into battle. Numbers chapter 3. When the Lord talked with Moses on Mount Sinai, Aaron's four sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, were the ones to be ordained as priests. But the Lord killed Nadab and Abihu in the Sinai desert when they used fire that was unacceptable in their offerings to the Lord. And because of Nadab and Abihu had no sons, only Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests with their father Aaron. The Lord said to Moses, "Assign the Levi tribe to Aaron the priest. They will be his assistants and will work at the sacred tent for him. And for all the Israelites, the Levites will serve the community by being responsible for the furnishings of the tent. They are assigned to help Aaron and his sons, who have been appointed to be priests. Anyone else who tries to perform the duties of a priest must be put to death. Moses, I have chosen these Levites from all Israel, and they will belong to me in all special way. When I killed the firstborn sons of the Egyptians, I decided that the firstborn sons in every Israelite family and the firstborn males of their flocks and herds would be mine. But now I accept these Levites in place of the firstborn sons of the Israelites." In the Sinai desert, the Lord said to Moses, "Now I want you to count the men and boys in the Levite tribe by families and by clans. Include everyone at least a month old." So Moses obeyed and counted them. Levi's three sons, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, had become the heads of their own clan. Gershon's sons were Libni and Shimei. Kohath's sons were Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And Merari's sons were Mahali and Mushah. These were the sons of grandsons of Levi, and they had become the leaders of the Levite clans. The two Gershon's clans were the Lebanites and Shimeites. And they had 7,500 men and boys at least 1 month old. The Gershonites were to camp on the west side of the sacred tent. Under the leadership of Gershonites were to camp on the west side of the sacred tent, under the leadership of Eliashaph, son of Lael. Their duties at the tent included taking care of the tent itself, along with its outer covering, the curtains for the entrance, the curtains hanging inside the courtyard around the tent, as well as the curtain and the ropes for the entrance to the courtyard and its altar. The Gershonites were responsible for setting these things up and taking them down. The 4 Kohath clans were the Amramites, Izharites, Hebronites, and Uzzielites, and they had 8,600 men and boys at least 1 month old. The Kohathites were to camp on the south side of the sacred tent, under the leadership of Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. Their duties at the tent included taking care of the sacred chest, the table for the sacred bread, the lampstand, the altars, the objects used for worship, and curtains in front of the most holy place. The Kohathites were responsible for setting these things up and taking them down. Eleazar, son of Aaron, was the head of the Levite leaders, and he made sure that the work at the sacred tent was done. The 2 Merari clans were the Mahilites and the Mushites. The Merarites were to camp on the north side of the sacred tent, under the leadership of Zulael, son of Abihail. Their duties including taking care of the tent frames and the pieces that held the tent up, the bars, the posts, the stands, and its equipment, the table for the sacred bread, the lampstand, the altar, the objects used for worship, and the curtain in front of the most holy place. The Kohathites were responsible for setting these things up and taking them down. Eleazar, son of Aaron, was the head of the Levite leaders, and he made sure that the work at the sacred tent was done. The 2 Merari clans were the Mahalites and the Mushites, and they had 6,200 men and boys at least 1 month old. The Merarites were to camp on the north side of the sacred tent, under the leadership of Zuriel, son of Abihail. Their duties included taking care of the tent frames and the pieces that held the tent up, the bars, the posts, the stands, and its other equipment. They were also in charge of the posts that supported the courtyard, as well as their stands, tent pegs, and ropes. The Merari clans were responsible for setting these things up and taking them down. Moses, Aaron, and his sons were to camp in front of the sacred tent on the east side and to make sure that the Israelites worshipped in the proper way. Anyone else who tried to do the work of Moses and Aaron was to put to death. So Moses and Aaron obeyed the Lord and counted the Levites by their clans. The total number of Levites at least 1 month old was 22,000. The Lord said to Moses, "Make a list and count the firstborn sons at least 1 month old in each of the Israelite families. They belong to me, but I will accept the Levites as substitutes for them, and I will accept the Levites' livestock as substitutes for the Israelites' firstborn livestock." Moses obeyed the Lord and counted the firstborn sons. There were 22,273 of them. Then the Lord said, "The Levites will belong to me and will take the place of the firstborn sons. Their livestock will take the place of the Israelites' firstborn livestock. But since there are more firstborn sons than Levites, the extra 273 men and boys must be brought back from me. For each one, you are to collect 5 pieces of silver, weighed according to the official standards. This money must then be given to Aaron and his sons." Moses collected the silver from the extra 273 firstborn men and boys, and it amounted to 1,365 pieces of silver, weighed according to the official standards. Then he gave it to Aaron and his sons, just as the Lord had commanded.